Hey everybody, how are y'all tonight? So we are live. Yep, it's just me. Mark is at work. I think I got the thing set up. There we go. All right. So yeah, it's been a long week. Done a lot of things. Didn't do a lot of things I wanted to do. Tried to get some stuff done, but other stuff got in the way. But other stuff got done instead. Y'all know how it is when you got things you got to do. It seems like what you need never happens, but all this other stuff does instead. So that's how this week was. But we did get some stuff done and accomplished, and just not what I set out to do. So how are y'all all tonight? I'm glad it's Friday. I'm glad the weekend's here. Y'all can see the bags under the eyes. I am tired and ready to go to bed. So, hey, Miss Sharon. Hey, Gary. Hey, Wendell. Hey, Misty. Hey, Mr. Billy. Henry. If I miss your name, I'm sorry. Judy. Mr. Robinson. Miss Selena. Hey. Sidetracked right now. Yeah, that's always me. Let's see. Miss Deb. CD, how are you? Miss Dee Dee. All right, Mark D. All right, glad to see everybody in the house tonight. Yeah, it's not probably going to be a Bigfoot night. Y'all probably already know that. Hey, Miss Verby. And I got sister over here. I had a pot pie for dinner, and sister is trying to eat the tray. So hold on, because I gave her the tray to lick. Hold on. Sister, give me that. You don't need that. It's clean. It's clean. Thank you. All right, I'm back. Yeah, she's not happy with me now. She's a little upset. I did not pick out a plant of the week. I'm sorry. Forgot about the plant. But there are so many medicinals out there right now. How many of you knew fig leaves? Fig trees, the leaves of them, you can make them into a tea that helps diabetes. Privet is another plant that just surprised me with being a medicinal plant. Privet. I mean, I don't know how many of you deal with privet, but privet is medicinal. I couldn't believe it. She's a dog, not a termite. Sister, Miss CD said you're a dog, not a termite. I agree. So yeah, there's a lot of things out there that just surprise me when I go to look up medicinal benefits of it and everything. So as I always say, if you're out there looking for plants and medicinals, make sure you know how to properly identify them. Google is your friend. They have an image search out there. You still have to watch where you get your information from, because it'll bring up lots of websites that have fig leaves help with diabetes. Yes. Hey, Mr. Denduven, Mr. Moore. Glad y'all could drop in tonight. Yeah, look it up. Fig leaves helps with diabetes. It helps with the sugar regulation or something, insulin regulation. Sorry. It does not produce insulin. It helps with regulating the insulin, I believe. Now, don't quote me, because I didn't get that much information from it, but I do want to make a tea using it and honeysuckle, and maybe throw some apple in there or something, and make a tea that's good for it. Yeah, I just want to there's so many things out there that make this good for headaches. I just want to take all of it and throw it in one big tea and see if it helps get rid of a migraine or not, because so far all the individuals don't help. So maybe all of the things together will, though. But yeah, Google's your friend when you're IDing your plants and stuff. Look at the source. When it pulls up what you think a plant is, look at the source of the information and make sure it's a reputable website. Usually if it is a university or something like that, then it's going to be very reputable, like your extension services and stuff like that. So make sure that you are properly identifying. Turning white and not growing as they should. Uh-oh. Sounds like a nutrient deficiency, or it could be, and I'm going to say this lightly, If you added cow manure or anything like that, it could be an herbicide problem. But usually it's going to be, it's not getting a nutrient that it needs, or it's getting too much. It could be getting too much nitrogen too. So if you added compost, it might still be too hot, meaning it needs to compost some more, especially if it had chicken manure and stuff like that in it. And if you had cow manure, you need to make sure that the hay that they're fed does not have grazon applied to it. So just some thoughts about why the plant is turning yellow. All right, book of the week. I may have used this one before, but I might not have. Rodale used to be a good book company for cheap books and things like that. So I have this book that I've had for a long time. The Handbook of Natural Insects and Disease Control, meaning it's supposed to be an organic gardener's handbook. So in this book, let me just flip to a page. And I know y'all can't see it. Of course not. This is on bean weevils. And this side is assassin bugs and bagworms and things like that. When I was looking through here earlier, spruce problems, and it tells you what your cures for it is. Junipers, I mean, it breaks it down by plants, and then it comes and breaks it down by other problems. So this is a good book if you like organic methods. So the Organic Gardener's Handbook of Natural Insect and Disease Control. So give that one a look. Hopefully you can still find it out there these days. I'm not sure if you can or not. I have had this one, since it was published, probably in the 90s. I don't even remember anymore. 92. Yeah, this was probably one of the first books I ever purchased. So just so you know, that's a good book, because we all want to do as much as we can to do gardening without using the pesticides and all that, but getting rid of the problems in the same time. Grits on ants. I have not seen that work. Cinnamon. We used to sprinkle that on the entrance to the beehives, and the bees would just march right through it. Same thing for mint. I would put some mint oil out and they would just march right through it. I planted a mint plant in a raised bucket I had one year. And do you know that the ants built in the plant? So I'm not so sure that a lot of these plants and herbal remedies and things do what they're supposed to do. It could be that it's just overpowering. I am all about trying it though. So I will always try vinegar and hot water with a little bit of soap to kill weeds, but there are some that it will not kill. So as much as we like to be completely organic, I don't think we will ever be completely organic, but we try to be. So, all right. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about today is I got another one of these boxes in. I've gotten one in every month. And I thought I'd show you what's in it. And my phone just went off. And y'all, we're going to be having some storms here probably. I'm not sure what's going to be happening with the weather. But if something starts going crazy with the internet, you know why. All right. So what's inside the box? We did let me highlight that. There you go. Yep. I like the mint scented garbage bags. They smell really good. A lot of people say certain things work as a preventative, but they don't have the problem to start with. I'm not saying that's your case, Mr. Moore. I'm not saying that at all. But I am saying some people say that, like they use DE as a worming. DE doesn't work once it's wet, so you don't digest it to do worming. So I'm skeptical on certain things, but you are correct. Some bugs do not like mints. and some bugs do. So, but I like mint scented trash bags. They smell real good. So I've opened up the box. First thing in the box, in the very top of the box, is this Wild Woman Wellness. That is the theme for this month's box. So all of you ladies that are in here, this is more for you than it is for the men. So inside this box, you have the herbs of the month. They send you 3 herbs. They send you seeds. They send you containers. They send you the illustrations. They send you this little booklet telling you about them. Gives you all the information, how to use it, other places that you can go to get more information. And it tells you the simple way to make a tincture, the simple way to make a herbal vinegar, herbal electuary, which is herbs that are stirred into honey or vegetable glycerin to form a pasty mass. Gives you extra bonus recipes in here, like you've got Cascades Fertility Formula, which is a tea, it looks like. History of Miscarriage and Prevention Formula, Morning Sickness Tea, Oil for Stretch Marks, Tea for Early Stages of Labor, Hot Flash Cool Down Tincture. I know there's a lot of us that might need that. First Aid for Sleep. It gives you QR codes and stuff for further information that you can watch videos and things like that. And then on this side, it tells you 3 levels of learning that you can do. If you're just being a hobbyist, then use the box, make what's in the box, carry on. You can also be a student and take things a step further, and then you can do the apprentice and you can learn all the things there is to learn. So this is pretty cool. Next month is going to be herbs for energy and focus. But now let's get into what's in the box. So like I said, there's the drawings of the herbs in here. This one is, I can't remember what that's called. Hold on. That one is the raspberry, I think. Nope, that's the chaseberry. Anyway, so yeah, you get these cute little drawings. You get one for each of the herbs every month. You get a tea sample, basically. This one is for PMS. Yes, Mark, I'll drink the tea. You get seeds. So this is chaseberry seeds so that I can grow my own herbs. Every box comes with it. This one came with a surprise. It came with an amethyst bracelet. Now, a lot of you know there are good qualities to crystals and things like that as well. So, amethyst. And stretchy. And I love my bracelets and I love my necklaces. So, then you get little labels. They send you little labels. They stick on the top of the jars. Yes, they even send you the jars. So in this month's package, I have 2 jars this size. And I have the cheesecloth to strain the herbs. And a lot of your tinctures and stuff, it's best to store them in amber colors or blue bottles, not the clear ones. It helps keep some of the light out. But it's a cheesecloth bag. So very cool. And there's actually 2 of those in here. And again, it gives me recipes to use these to make things in. So they sent herbs. This one is whole chaseberries. Yeah, I can't make it where you can see it. But you can see the size of that bag, guys, and it's like that full all the way down of chaseberry seeds. This one is black cohosh root, cut and sifted. Again, you get a good amount in there. And then the next one, this whole bag is full. but this one is raspberry leaf. I'm not kidding. This whole bag is full up into here. So it sends you enough products for you to be able to actually learn and do what you need to do to be able to use these things, to learn how to dose out stuff and make stuff, different forms of it. Let's see. The main recipe in here for this one is teas. You make a chaseberry and or black cohosh tincture. You can make a raspberry leaf vinegar. Boy, you know how you use a raspberry leaf vinegar, acetum? Use it as a salad dressing. That's an easy way to do it. Yes, it is, Mr. Williams. Mr. William. And that means if you're pregnant, don't use it. So just saying. Herbal electuary, like I said, that's one where you stir them into honey and stuff. And this one has a Wild Woman electuary recipe where you use 2 parts red raspberry leaf, 1 part powdered chaseberry, and 1 part powdered black cohosh. You can also make a bonus recipe of building juicy vibrancy. What does that mean? I don't want to know. 5 parts of ashwagandha, 3 parts of shadavara, 2 parts marshmallow, 1 part ginger, 1 part cardamom. Now, these are things that did not come in this month's box, but I have some of these already, that I have set aside for other things. So it's a building course, if that makes sense. That they add to it, and each month is different, but you have stuff left from the previous month. If you know somebody that's pregnant and got morning sickness, equal parts of ginger, spearmint, lemon balm, chamomile, and hops. But if you are taking antidepressants, don't add the hops. So just something to know. All of the herbs that it teaches you what you can pair them with, what's best to do certain things, but it always tells you what not to use for certain things. So like that one, if you're on antidepressants, don't use hops in any of your recipes. So keep that in mind. Yeah. So just so y'all know, it's a pretty cool little box. It's, like I said, I did the year plan. They change a little bit each year, but they kind of keep it the same, if that makes sense. But once the year is up, you can continue the program. And what they'll do is send you 1 herb with the seeds. And I think they send you like the basic stuff about what the herb is and how to use it. But it's more about individual herbs than it is a specific topic each month. So just so you know, again, Apothecary at Home, pretty cool little subscription box. And there we go. All right, let's see. Storms. Yep. It's following the same paths it did last weekend. Peppermint is just so good for so many things. I think I put this one up once already, but just in case. Because it's a good one for cardiac stuff too. And cayenne's good for cardiac stuff and arthritis and all that stuff. So, all right. How many people got your gardens? Oh, y'all are planning a night owl? Good. We put that up for y'all. Over on Woodwalkers tomorrow night at 9. Gonna be a a night owl show. So, all right. How many got your gardens planted? We got the ground finally tilled today. And even that was a booger, because let's just say we did not realize underneath my backyard garden is where the power lines and all for the wells and everything connected to run into the ponds. So all I know is Mark was untangling wires from the tiller and all. So yeah. The previous owners, there's three, I think it's 3 wells on this part of the property, and they pulled all 3 of them together and had it to where they could run them in the ponds through the summer and stuff and keep the water, kind of oxygenated and everything. Yeah, we found the wires, or Mark found the wires. So yeah, row. That's it. We won't be running the wells into the pond. Apparently not. So anytime, use this as a disclaimer. Anytime you are breaking new ground, always know where the water lines are and the power lines. Hey, Jones said, and any other thing that you could think of, always know where they are, because we have no clue where some of the stuff is on this property. We just don't. We don't have any clue where some of it is. And yeah, I saw your post where you had the tomatoes that were ripening. So we don't have anything planted except potatoes. The sweet potatoes will be going in the ground hopefully this weekend, if we don't get that rain. If we get that rain, I'm gonna have to put them in a bucket, because they have outlived their time on the counter. Hey, dog. Hey, everybody that's come in. And yeah, the sweet potato plants have outlived their time being in these glasses of water. They need to be in the ground. So I'm hoping that we don't get much rain today, because I need to be able to get those in the ground tomorrow. And he took and flipped the dirt. I can't remember what we called that. Broke the dirt. That's what it is. Broke it with the breaking plow, and then come back and plowed on top of it. So yeah, you can probably say that he was a little irritated. And yeah, I'm sure he said a few dag nabbits and like you said, something like that. Yeah, we can't get the break here either, Jones did. We every time I'm off or Mark's off, we've either got ground too wet or more rain. So I'm hoping we don't have a muddy mess. I just hope we don't, because I need to do some stuff. I need to go buy some pepper plants and all too, and get ready to plant those. And I've got some bean seeds I ordered from Baker Creek that I want to plant. I ordered the 1,000-year-old cave bean seeds again. So your yard's still a lake. That's not good. But you know what, Mr. Gary? That's probably a good thing it's a lake, because if it wasn't a lake, you'd be out there working it in it. And for some reason, I feel you need rest. So it's probably a good thing that your yard is still a lake. It's forcing you to take a break. You planted some tomatoes. That's good, Miss CD. I need to plant some tomatoes. I don't have anything going yet except sweet potatoes. I'm sorry, I don't have sweet potatoes in the ground. Regular potatoes. Got regular potatoes. So, and we planted them in raised buckets. So, my asparagus. I planted asparagus when we first moved in this property, where the filled-in pool is along the back row. Planted 10 or 12, I can't remember. I planted a pack of green and a pack of purple. So if there was 5 to a pack, then I've got 10. And if there was 6 to a pack, I've got 12. I just don't remember. But they never really did well. So I started moving them. And we moved them into one of the raised beds that we just built with the concrete blocks and everything. Y'all, if you've never had asparagus and moved it, you're in for a treat, because we moved it. And everywhere that it was before, I've got asparagus still coming up. Did not know that it would be that hard to move. I knew, like comfrey, if you left a piece of root in the ground, it'd sprout a new plant for every piece of root in the ground. I did not know asparagus did that. But apparently it does, because I have 3 out of 6 that I moved, and the asparagus is just coming right back from the little root pieces that were in the ground. So, yeah, interesting. I need my comfrey to be coming up. I need to be dividing it up and moving it around all the fruit trees and everything. Everything's just kind of going slow this year, but it is starting to come back. Some of it. Some of it, I think, may have gotten bit last year with the cold again. But we are going to plant it under all of the fruit trees and everything. It'll help keep the weeds down, and it'll help fix the nitrogen and pull nutrients and stuff. And you can actually take those leaves as the comfrey is growing and use them as mulch. Pluck them and lay them back down on the ground, and it'll hold moisture, block light, and keep the weeds from coming up as well. So, and while it breaks down, all of the nutrients will be going back down into the soil again. So we're going to do that around all of the peach trees and all around the apple trees we've got planted, and the plum trees we've got planted, and the muscadines and the scuppernongs. The pawpaws, we are going to keep leaves mostly around because they're out in the chicken yard, and the chickens keep scratching up all the mulch, so we put down around them. Same for the pawpaws. I mean, not the pawpaws. Same for the figs. The figs are doing the same thing. We've got just leaves on the ground because the chickens keep scratching it all out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 fig trees. 3 of them are brown turkeys. The 3 brown turkeys die back almost to the ground every single year. One, I do not know what it is, but it's a cutting off of his mama's tree, and it's the one that's growing the best. It must not be a brown turkey, even though brown turkey is the most common fig that you can find around homesteads and stuff. But hers survives the cold pretty good. I bought an LSU purple, and it comes and goes. It comes and goes. It has not done real well yet. I keep hoping this will be the year that it shoots up and does really good. It has not been in the ground. I think it's been in the ground 2 years now. And both of those 2 years, we had the 4 days below freezing and all. And it kind of bit it down to the ground again. So I'm hoping that it'll get a little bit of height on it and good root structure to put out some growth. And then I have another one that is a dwarf fig tree. Cannot remember the variety, but I am looking forward to figs. And we've got 8 or 9 different varieties of blueberries, and all of them have berries on them. I have one variety of blueberry that's called pink lemonade. And this will be the first year I get blueberries off of it. I'm kind of excited to see how those taste. Here in the South, we usually grow varieties of a rabbit eye blueberry. And most all of these are some type of rabbit eye blueberry. So, but we're going to have a pretty good harvest this year because the 11 plants over here are covered. And then all the ones that we put out towards the road, they're not that big yet, but they're covered as well. And then there's 3 in the backyard too, and they are just looking good. My blackberries, they're finally putting on some leaves. The wild ones have had blooms on them like nobody's business. Ooh, never knew that. Let me put that on the screen. I may have to try that. That was interesting. I plant a white eggplant every year, but I never eat it. Don't know why, but I do. So, yeah. Let's see. We've got the 2 pawpaws, all those figs, all those blueberries. We don't have any grapes, but we do have the blackberries. And ours are thornless. The ones I encourage our thornless, but we've got some of the wild blackberries around the pond and everything, and those are the ones around the pond and everything are doing great. The wild blackberries, they always do great. The thornless ones, they have blackberries like that big though, and I don't have to fight thorns when I pick them. I need to get them up and going and doing well. I pruned them at the wrong point one year and killed most of my plants. So that was not a smart move. So now I'm trying to build them back up again. I've got a raspberry plant out there. I guess you could say more what I'm focusing on now has been trying to get more of your perennial stuff in or in your permanent stuff in, because I don't have time for a garden, even though I'm trying. So I just don't have a lot of time. Right? This weather can do that. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, this weather can wash all that stuff away. We've had that happen in the past. All of our stuff that we planted, it grew up in another spot of the garden. So. Third of Oklahoma is flooded. That's not good. I tell you what, this weather, it's not, I don't think it's climate problems. I think we're having man-made problems. And that's all I'm going to say, because I don't want my show to become that show. But our weather is not normal. So, just look different. What tastes the same? It looks different. Oh, the white eggplant. Yeah. Do I grow cucumbers? I used to. I used to grow cucumbers a lot. I used to pickle them. I'd grow the is it straight eights, or is that zucchini? I can't remember. And the Boston pickling. Mark's mama always liked burpless, so we'd throw in a couple of plants for her. I like the regular cucumber better than I do the burpless. So hey, Miss Denise. But yeah, we used to grow them a lot. I don't have time for anything anymore right now. Love to just slice them up and put them in some vinegar in the fridge and just do the freezer pickle. Yep. Ooh, lime sweet pickles. There you go. Yep. Yeah, I used to do a lot of things. And then I went to work. What was supposed to be, oh, yes, cucumber, red onion salad, slice up those little cherry tomatoes in halves and throw in there with it too. Yep. I did market more once. I did a lemon cucumber one year, and it was just a little yellow ball, basically. Those were pretty good. We always ran ours up on a trellis to make it easier. I'd do the teepee style trellis with a long cattle panel that we just reach under there and pick them. And I like to do the like the white scallop squash instead of the yellow squash, because the plants seem to not get that powdery mildew as fast and not be eaten by the squash bugs as bad. So the white scalloped ones, you just chop them up in little pieces and saute them in the pan. I mean, put them in the oven and roast them. They're good. I love vegetables. When I used to go out to eat with Chinese or something like that, I tell them, give me half the meat, double the vegetables. 18 inches last month and another 1.8 today. Darn. It's a lot of rain. Yeah, trellis makes so many things so much easier. That's what I do. I graze. I graze. Yep, we grow purple hulls, but the deer eat them. Same for the crowders. The deer eat them. The yellow and the green wax beans never seem to grow well for us, but the green rattlesnake beans and snap beans and things like that. I did a purple snap bean. Even those were good too. It seems like the pole beans we can get to grow well, but not the bush beans. Yeah, no mayonnaise. I'd have to do ranch dressing. Sorry. Yep. We still do our beans and all of it with the cane poles. Well, guys, I'm going to keep this short because, like I said, we've got some weather coming out here tonight, and I really don't have a lot to talk about. Um, Buttermilk Ranch, that's the best one, and peppercorn. The peppercorn ranch is good too. Um, oh, there you go. I did the wire fence. Like we've got the garden going around the. Excuse me. Let me rephrase that. Let me just start over. We got the fence going around the front yard here, and then I put one of our concrete raised beds for strawberries there. In one of the blocks for the holes for the concrete blocks, I planted a couple of strawberry vines. I mean, not strawberry vines. It's a wonder anybody can follow along with me some days. In the holes for the concrete blocks, I planted cucumber seeds and they ran along the fence. So that was a good year. I didn't have to do much work for that. That's what I do. I don't like mayo, so I find a lot of ways to get around the mayo and still have a good sandwich. On a tomato sandwich, the Russian French, the red French, that stuff is awesome on a tomato sandwich if you don't like mayonnaise. And if you like mayonnaise, you ought to try it without thinking, typical mayonnaise tomato sandwich, because it's not. But the red French on a tomato sandwich just does something to it. It's good. No, you won't be mowing for a while, Mr. Gary. Won't be mowing for a while. I'm not that much of a picky eater. I'll eat anything as long as it doesn't taste like mayonnaise. Like potato salad. I don't care what's in it as long as it don't taste like mayonnaise. Gary, try it. You'll love it. Anything that mayonnaise goes on, put ranch on it and you'll still love it. Thank you, Miss CD. I appreciate that. I know most people tune in to this for the Bigfoot and everything, but I don't have all the experience in the Bigfoot world like Mark does. And I don't have the history and all that he does either. But you get me talking about books and plants and gardening and herbs, I can talk up a storm. So oh yeah, throw some bacon on there, throw some pepper on there. I throw a little bit of ham and a slice of cheese. Yes, fried green tomatoes make a BLT sandwich. Thank you, Mr. Gary. Thank you. That's actually how this YouTube channel got started. Is it was originally me and video and all the work on the homestead. I'm pretty sure I built a chicken coop on here. Now our chicken coops are not fancy; they are just technically a cattle panel stood up with two pieces of rebar on each end to create a hoop, and a bunch of zip ties. I need to own stock in zip ties. But yeah, the Russian dressing is delicious. It is delicious, especially on a tomato sandwich. So, like I said, I don't like mayonnaise. So anything that has mayonnaise, I've got to come up with ways to either make it not taste like it's mayonnaise or find something that replaces the mayonnaise. So, but the homestead shows, we were doing planting of the flowers and the gardens, showing you mulching of the gardens, taking care of the chickens and the rabbits, and just all the work. We did canning videos, and I mean, there's a lot of videos out there, guys. I did some seed starting videos, even lots of stuff. And then I started working. So thank you, Diane. Thank you. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Y'all all stay safe. Stay safe, especially if you got storms coming through your area. And if you don't, keep those that do in mind. Send the prayers, send the well wishes, send the good thoughts, the vibes, all the things that you do. If you've got a prayer request, y'all go ahead and put it in the comments. I know there's a lot of people out there that need them. Spencer's family, friend of mine, Joan Morris. Somebody sent me one just the other day. Chelsea, Renee, Betty, Isom. There was another one. Oh, yeah, Moggs. Stevie B's dad, yeah. Moggs and Stevie B. That's where I was looking for, was that text. So keep them in your prayers. Fire Pit is not tomorrow night. It's going to be the next weekend, because Mark is at work this weekend. So next weekend he'll be off. So any other prayer requests y'all got, throw them in there, please. Friend of mine in Georgia that is actually the dad to one of my nieces, his dad passed. So keep them in your prayers. I know there's more. I can't think of them. It's a lot of sickness out there. A lot of people that are having family members pass. And I can't keep up. So keep everybody in your prayers, everybody. Keep Gary in your prayers. Y'all pray it keeps his yard stays flooded so he don't get out there and overdo. Yep. Mark D, keep him in your prayers. I can't think. My brain just went dead. I know there's a lot of prayers out there and I can't think of them. So y'all put them in the chat. That's the way I do it. Prayers for everybody. How is it that Oprah does it? You get a prayer, you get a prayer, you get a prayer, you get a prayer. But y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Y'all keep chatting. Throw them prayer requests in the chat. I'm going to get off of here, and y'all all have a good night. I'm going to get some rest. I am tired. I'm tired. And I got a lot of work I want to get done tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be able to. But in the meantime, y'all put them prayer requests in the comments, and we will see you all later. Y'all have a good night. Bye, guys.